Hey, Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, or Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Demayim in Atlanta, and on the screen I've got a retired Border Patrol agent, and he's going into the amount of chariots that they have seen at the southern border. This just shows that the eyes of the Lord are on that sinful kingdom. And he's going into the different shapes and the different types that they see. And the Lord is he is watching over his people and watching how the wicked deal with his people. The chariots being the chariots of the Lord, what the world ignorantly calls UFOs or UAPs. Those are the chariots. The wicked being the so-called white man, which you see one right there on the screen. And this includes the small hatters as well, the wicked being the Edomites. And then the righteous, the Lord's children, are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, as well as are scattered, because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, so we're going to look like the other nations. And very similar with the Edomites, they scattered themselves throughout the four corners. And so there's Edomites that are going to look like all of the other nations. But primarily, the Edomites are identified as so-called white people and small hatters, and with the Israelites being predominantly identified as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But let's get into this clip here.
Hundreds of agents, seen different things, different types of craft, orbs, small triangles, big triangles. I've gotten, eyewitness reports, statements from agents that have told me that they've seen other things, including, openings of portals even on some of these cameras.
I beg your pardon? So agents have told you they've seen portals?
Portals opening in the sky. Hundreds of agents, seen different things.
Yeah, so you heard him there. He's talking about orbs and triangle shapes and portals opening, in which these things are true. This is real. The scriptures speak of the chariots, or these what people call UFOs. The scriptures speak of this. Psalms 104 says, "He maketh the clouds his chariots." And so within the scripts, they're called clouds, they're called chariots. Zechariah 5 says it's a flying roll. 2nd Ezra 13 calls them a mountain. And when you're in Revelation 1, it says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see." That's the Lord coming back on the chariots of Israel, on his chariots. And he's coming back with a whole armada, because it said clouds, and it's going to be covering the skies all over. But this is something that is going to come to the earth, and it's going to completely terrify and make these people bend over onto their knees, praying to the same person, Yahweh Shai, that is here to destroy them. But let's listen to this one more time.
Hundreds of agents, seen different things, different types of craft, orbs, small triangles, big triangles. I've gotten, eyewitness reports, statements from agents that have told me that they've seen other things, including, openings of portals even on some of these cameras.
I beg your pardon? So agents have told you they've seen portals?
Portals opening in the sky. Hundreds of agents.
Yeah, coming right from the fourth dimension. And the chariots can change shape. They can appear as clouds, they can appear as triangles, they can appear as orbs or circular disc or as cigar shape, however they feel like, because These are the angels of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And there's immense power, so much power we can't even imagine behind the chariots through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And you could see it on Esau's face. He is dismayed. And so that leads us to Jeremiah 10 and verse 2. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, learn not the way of the heathen. And the heathen are every single nation outside of the nation of Israel. If you are not an Israelite, you are a heathen, and you can't change that. It says, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And those chariots in the sky over the border, that can be considered a sign in heaven, because it's a sign that Yahushua is about to return. But let's get this word dismayed. And it's Strong's H 2865, Hathoth. Now I believe I'm saying that correctly. Please correct me if I'm off there. But I'm pretty sure that's Hathoth. And it says to be shattered, be dismayed, be broken. And the Lord said this man's going to be broken without hand. And he's coming to shatter their rulership. It says be abolished, so done away with, to be afraid. And this is terrifying, these people. Caused to be dismayed, terrified, to shatter. And then at the Strong's definition, it says to prostrate. And these people will submit when Yahushua returns. It says, they that will that I not rule over them, bring hither and slay them before me. They will prostrate to Yahushua. It says to break down, and this kingdom is being broken down day by day with the lies. And this is one of their lies, that these are aliens and they go in UFOs and they're from outer space. No, that's a lie. They know that these are the angels of the Lord, and those are his chariots. And these lies are being broken down day by day, from starting with the apostles and elders of the great millstone, from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. These lies are being broken down with the truth, and the truth will rise up. It says either literally by violence or figuratively by confusion. And the chariots are going to bring both. They're coming to bring violence to this kingdom through the lasers, the concentrated fire that they'll be shooting out onto Babylon the Great and the rest of the earth. And it's going to bring great confusion, because people don't know that these are the angels. And they're already terrified of them, but it's just going to bring even more fear and confusion when they do arrive. And there's no other opinion except for, yes, these are the chariots of the Lord. The earth has been invaded. They're going to be in great confusion. It says in fear. They're going to be in great fear. It says men's hearts failing them for fear of the things that are coming on the earth. It says abolish, affright, be afraid, amaze, and talks about the strangeness of their salvation. It says beat down. The Lord is going to beat them down. It's going to be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. Discourage, so taking away their courage. Dismay, go down, scare, terrify. And something going against something that has as much power as the chariots of the Lord is terrifying. The only reason they're going to do it, which they do have that Space Force, the only reason they're going to do it is because the Lord's going to put the Spirit on them to actually fight. But they're going to be too scared to really fight without the Lord's Spirit. Let's get one more. Zechariah 5. Because these chariots have entered into the house of the thief. Zechariah 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. So there's another shape that the chariots can appear in. It says, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. A cubit is a foot and a half. And that foot and a half is compared to our modern time. Who knows how large a cubit was in the ancient world. It says, then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. And they're coming to get the cursed people, the people of the Lord's cursed to judgment, which are the Edomites, so-called white people, and the small hatters. And the Lord's going to bring a curse on them through the chariots, through these flying rolls, through these, as the guy said, UAPs that are being seen on the southern border. They're going to appear more and more often and will remain in this place. This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So you're going to see sightings all around the world as well. And the place with the most sightings is the United States of America, Babylon the Great within the scriptures, because this is the house of the thief. The Edomites are that thief. It says, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it. Esau first and foremost. Everywhere the Edomites live, so-called white people live, and small hatters, that land is stolen. The land of Israel is stolen. They appointed it to themselves via the Balfour Declaration. America is stolen. South Africa is stolen. Australia is stolen. Europe is even stolen. The Japhetic people were there before Esau took it over. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. And in their courtrooms they have you swear on the Bible, and they have the scripts in their hands, but do the exact opposite of it. They're about to be cut off. It says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, and it shall enter into the house of the thief being the Edomites. It came but to lie, to kill, and to destroy. They steal everything, even heritages. They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. The Edomites are the ultimate thief. And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, because them putting on the heritage of the Lord is a lie. It's false. Those are false J's. I don't want to say the whole name because they'll clip your video for talking about them, but those are frauds. Those are complete frauds, and the Lord has something for them. And it shall remain in the midst of his house. And at the border, they are seeing more and more of these sightings. The guy, or in the writing, it said hundreds of reports of this. And it's here in the thief's house. And shall consume it with the timber thereof. And going back to it shall remain, remember just last year in Jersey where they were talking about all these drone sightings, when some of them clearly appeared to be chariots of the Lord. Then some were definitely drones, but that's just this devil playing tricks and putting up his drones to try to pretend, to try to quell the fears of the people. But the chariots are here, and they're going to remain, and I expect to see more and more chariots. It says, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So everything they have laid out and built is going to be consumed in fire. Because by fire and by his sword will Yahweh deliver the Israelites and cast his actually let's get that, since I'm butchering it so poorly. I think it's Isaiah 66. Yeah, Isaiah 66 and 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. So he's going to judge everybody. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. This is the second death that is coming onto this earth. It's going to be taken out through the fire of the Lord's chariots and through the fire of the nuclear missiles, which are going to definitely land on Babylon the Great, on America, and on the land of Israel, which Babylon will never be dwelt in again. But the land of Israel, that fire is a purifying fire to clean it up after the wicked have inhabited it for so long. Shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. It's going to be burnt up in fire. Just like the first death was with water, with the flood, the second death is with fire, both purifying agents. But it's going to completely burn away all power and rule of the Edomites. This is their end. We're watching them slowly collapse, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Hashem, or Chakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.